Hey, assalamu alaikum. Hey, I'm Brother Taj, and this is Dope Daddy Chronicles, and this is my son, Vernon, who is napping right now. It's his birthday today. It's been a long day and a lot of excitement, a lot of love, and so he's kind of winding down here in the studio. And, it's the beginning of the late afternoon, early evening. So wanted to come at you, excuse me, with today's edition. Talking about tracing our heritage. You may have seen a lot about here and there about ancestry DNA. I know you've seen it online throughout the internet. It's been around for quite a while. And you may have seen it featured in certain TV shows where people are tracing their genealogies, using their DNA, finding out where they come from ethnically and even geographically. This is a big issue, an important issue, especially for those of us who are African American, because our histories, our heritage has this interruption of chattel slavery, whereby our family lineages were cut off, our connections to our tribes, our connections to the homeland of Africa were cut by the tragedy and the economic disadvantage of slavery. And so these days, where we have more technology and we're becoming more global, people are taking an increased interest in trying to find out who they are and where they came from. And yours truly is no exception to this. I was born in El Paso, Texas, and I was adopted 2 days after I was born. My mother put me up for adoption, and she did not tell my father that she was even pregnant. And so I actually grew up not realizing that I was adopted until I was 9 years old, when my parents adopted my siblings, my three siblings. And so they told me when I was 9 that I was adopted. And this was something that I always carried. When they told me, my mom actually showed me my birth certificate, my original birth certificate. And I remember looking at it and reading it, and I saw my mother's name. It still listed my mother's name there. And so for years, this was a name that was etched into my memory. When I was 30 years old, I took advantage of the new technology called the internet, and I went on an MSN group. MSN was like today's Facebook. It was the social media at the time where people were able to congregate at great numbers. And they were set up through various chat rooms. Of course, the offshoot is Outlook and Hotmail. And through this sort of amalgamation of people, there was a group of people who had started a chat group dedicated to helping people find their parents and loved ones, especially because of adoption. And so I went into this chat room and I threw my mom's name in it and said, hey, I'm looking for my mother. And I was born in 1970. And so, this estimate in terms of how old she was. And it took about 2 weeks, and someone came back, had searched Texas DMV and found her and information, found that I had 3 other siblings. And so I met my mom. Our relationship connection was short-lived, unfortunately, just really kind of due to her sort of attitudes and sensibilities. And so we parted ways, and it was bittersweet. She then told me about the fact that, when she did put me up for adoption, she never really had a deep relationship with my father, and so she didn't even tell him that she was pregnant. And so I still carry this question mark in terms of who I am and what my history is. And so I was quite interested in trying to utilize different options in terms of trying to find out my background. And so I remember, ancestry.com has been around for quite a long time. It was one of the first databases a clearinghouse of information where people could put their name in and then build connections and maybe even connect with people who were related to them in some way, shape, or form. And then, of course, with more technology and the advancements in terms of DNA, ancestry.com offered a service by which you could submit your DNA, and they would utilize it to sort of trace where you may have came from geographically and what area, and maybe even whittle it down to tribes. There are other services that do this so that you could even, for example, with African Americans, there are services that will specifically trace you to certain tribes and tribal areas in Africa, and so you can get a even more sharper picture of where you came from. Ancestry DNA has a large database of people in it who have submitted their DNA, and therefore when you do submit your DNA through ancestry.com and Ancestry DNA, they will actually hit within their database and be able to show you people who might actually be related to you, long lost cousins, long lost siblings, maybe even, in my case, long lost parents. So I got this thing from Amazon. Saw it was on sale or some special deal, and so I went on Amazon and I ordered this thing and got it in the mail. And to be honest, I kind of been sitting on it, In fact, really the fact that it's my kid's birthday really kind of underscored me using it. It was really just sitting on my desk, and I hadn't really gotten to it yet. But I thought, what better way to do an unboxing of such a thing than today of all days. So we're gonna do that. And if you ever wondered, I don't know if anyone who's watching this has ever done this thing. I don't know anyone that has, so I'd never seen like the actual process in terms of what it is that you do, but I figured at least today I would do an unboxing and share with you what comes in the package. So we're gonna do that. It comes, there was a sticker on it and I took it off, but it's got the typical plastic wrap on it, so we're gonna unwrap it. All right. Ancestry DNA activation kit. You can activate your kit, collect your saliva, mail your sample, and then explore your results. I have no idea how long it takes. I'm gonna tell you, I didn't do a whole lot of research in terms of how do you do this, what happens. I just got the box and I figured I would open it and share the experience with you guys as we go along. So this is just a first episode of Dope Dad Chronicles. So as we progress along, I'll be sharing more pop-up episodes with you so you can take this journey with me. All right, so I'm gonna open the box here. Make sure, unboxing is always an interesting thing because boxes always come designed with particular designs, and there's a way that you open things and blah, blah, blah. So I'm just going to try to open this. I can't really tell how the design is on this thing. It looks like it's kind of maybe a drawer type of thing. Maybe not, I don't know. We're just going to rip it open. So there's this description on the back. I imagine that what you do is you'll collect your saliva and then submit it. The cost of this, I'm gonna tell you honestly, I forgot, and I didn't go get it before I started today's show. But it was on sale, and I would say about, if I remember right, and I'm really just, and please don't quote me on this, maybe about $60 or so, something like that. I think it was on sale. These typically, when I've seen these, about $100 for this kit. There's of course added fees in here. Trust me, I already have an ancestry.com account. It's interesting because my story includes the fact that I changed my name. So when I first had my account on ancestry.com, I had it under my old birth name that my adopted parents gave me. And so when I changed my name, it sort of created the dilemma of, if I want to update my family tree, I have to use my current name and sort of ignore my old name, because I have siblings that we share the same last name, so they're all sort of connected. But then I also have myself and my original name that my mother gave me, which I don't use and never used. But her name and then my siblings' names are not related to my family name, my adopted family is the Drew family from Portsmouth, Virginia, and by way of North Carolina. And so we got some Geechee and Gullah in my family background. But the Drew family has all of these connections, obviously, that I personally, as a person, don't have like genetic connection to, which is interesting. There's this big family history that I really, from a personal standpoint, am not really a part of. I've never even felt a part of. And so this is part of exploring and creating a sense of myself for myself. When I did change my name, I put a lot of thought in it, and I did it knowing that I was going to become a patriarch. I was the first of my name. My name is sort of unique in the sense that I created it. It's my surname is fundamentally Arabic in its root, but I put a little twist on it, so it's got a little English black twist on it, but it has a particular meaning for me in the sense of I didn't use standardized Arabic because, again, I wanted to be unique and be like, this is me and this is the start of something. I'm the progenitor and I'm the creator of something. My daughter is the second Ashahid in the world, and my son is the third. So there's three of us, and I'm at the foundation of a whole new family tree, and who knows what my tree will look like generations from now. But this thing that I'm doing today is part of that. Okay, so a little box, nothing real, complex, I guess. So I'll open the little top here. Welcome to the beginning of your story. So welcome to the beginning of my story, all of you guys that are watching. We take your privacy seriously. You can always control your DNA. Learn more about that at ancestry.dna.com. So again, a lot of people, when I actually posted that I had gotten this, I had a little pushback of people saying, they steal your DNA, they're going to use it, blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you something. Again, this is me talking. I don't care. My DNA is out there in certain ways, shapes, or form. Even if I wanted to protect it, if somebody really wanted it, they could get it. There's a guy I know who's in prison right now. Police suspected him of crimes, and they followed him, and he got out, went to a gas station to get some gas, and he got out and he spit on the ground and got back in the car, pumped his gas, got back in the car. As soon as he took off, they took a spoon and scraped the spit off the ground and used the DNA to link him to a crime, and now he's in prison. So look, they want your DNA, they gonna use it. Ancestry.com is saying that they respect your privacy and they have policies in terms of what they do with your DNA, what they're going to do with my spit. There is an activation code. It's linked here. It's on the tube that's in here, but it's on the back of the card here. And so I guess I'll be using that in the future to trace the results and all of that good stuff. All right. So inside, this is a little instruction manual. The first part says activate your kit, spit in the tube, release and shake, and then mail your sample. Shake the tube for at least 5 seconds. So you spit in the tube, fill it all the way to the black line, replace the funnel with the cap, and then tighten to release the stabilizing fluid. You will know it works when the blue solution from the cap is emptied into the tube. You shake the tube for at least 5 seconds, and this will ensure that your sample mixes thoroughly with the stabilizing solution, so our lab can best process your sample. And you place the tube in the bag, and then you mail it. 4 easy steps. Then you also activate your kit. The first step, so that's the first step, is to activate your kit. On the mobile phone, you download your app for easy activation, or do it on the computer, excuse me, and they give you the website. Don't skip this step. Activating your kit with your unique code is the only way to get your DNA results. All right, so there we go. let's look. We got in here. We got the collection bag, little glassine envelope, glassine. We have the tube in which you spit in, like that, bam. Okay. And then we have the actual package, in the first class mail package, and you get done with this, spitting in there, shaking it up to activate the juices and preserve it, and then you put it in the package and you throw this whole thing in the mail. So that's what comes in this kit. Bam. All right. So hey, guess what? It's 6:30 almost, and I got to get my son to my baby mother, who will be picking him up tonight, and so that I can snatch him up on Saturday. It is Friday, July the 29th, or Thursday, excuse me, July 29th, my son's birthday. So again, say happy birthday to my son. Happy birthday, son. And what we're going to do is we're going to come back to you with the next episode of Dope Dad Chronicles, where I go through the actual actions of how to do this thing. So you and I can walk through this together, and this will be like a small little tutorial on how to do this. So I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for giving me a few moments of your time. And thanks for joining me here on Dope Dad Chronicles. I'm your brother, Brother Taj, and I'll see you soon. Be peaceful.